Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We've come so far. We've mastered variables, operators, if-else, loops, lists, dictionaries, sets, and tuples. We have all the building blocks. But as you've been coding, you've probably noticed a problem. Your scripts are getting long, messy. You find yourself copying and pasting the same 5 lines of code over and over again. This violates the most important rule of programming: dry. Don't repeat yourself. Today, we fix this. We learn how to bundle our code into clean, reusable, named blocks called functions. This is, without a doubt, the most important organizational tool in all of programming. This is the moment you go from just writing scripts to being a real software developer. Let's get started. So, what is a function? A function is just like a recipe. You write the instructions once, you define the recipe, give it a name like make scrambled eggs, and then you can call that recipe, make the eggs whenever you want, just by using its name. The syntax has 2 parts: defining and calling. First, we define the function. We use the def keyword, which is short for define. Then we give our function a name. Like variables, we use snake case. Then we need parentheses, open and close parentheses, and a colon. This block of code is now inside the function. Notice it's indented, just like our if statements and loops. Now, if I run this code, nothing happens. Why? Because we only defined the recipe. We never called it. To run the code, we have to call the function by writing its name with the parentheses. How cool is that? We wrote the code once and can now run it twice or a million times. We just saved ourselves from copying and pasting.
Our greetUser function is good, but it's not very flexible. It does the exact same thing every time. What if we want to greet a specific user? To do this, we need to pass data into our function. When we define the function, the placeholder variable for that data is called a parameter. When we call the function, the actual data we pass in is called an argument. Let's upgrade our greetUser function. Inside the def parentheses, I'll add a parameter called name. Now, name acts like a variable that only exists inside this function. We can use it however we want. To call it, we must provide a value for name. This value is the argument. Instantly more powerful. We can have as many parameters as we want. Let's make a function to add 2 numbers. This is great. Our functions can do things, but they're all one way. They just print. What if we want our function to give us a value back? Our addNumbers function prints 15, but what if I want to get that 15 and store it in a variable to use later? For this, we use the return keyword. This is the output of our function. Let's rewrite our addNumbers function. Instead of printing, we will return the total. Now when we call it, it looks like nothing happens. But it did do something. The function became the value 15. It returned it. We need to catch that value in a variable to use later. The return keyword immediately stops the function. It exits right at that line. Any code inside the function after the return statement will never run.
One last cool trick, what if you want a parameter to be optional? For example, in our greetUser function, maybe 99% of the time the greeting is hello, but sometimes we want it to be hi or hola. We can do this by setting a default value in the parameter list. Watch this. I'll add a greeting parameter, but I'll set it equal to hello. Now, I can call it with just the name, and it will use the default. Or I can override that default by providing my own argument. The only rule is that any parameters with default values must come after the ones without. And that's it. You now know how to bundle your code into functions. This is the key to writing clean, organized, and powerful programs. Your code will be easier to read, easier to debug, and you'll never have to copy-paste the same logic again. If this video helped you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, and leave a comment with your homework function. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding!